Now, today, our study is mouth parts in insects. Insects are the animals which show diverse mode of feeding, hence, their mouth parts are variously modified in different insect group to suit their modes of feeding. So, mouth parts of the insects is important to control the insect pest. The different types of mouth parts are occur in the insects, that means biting and chewing mouth parts, in cockroaches piercing and sucking mouth parts, in mosquito chewing and lapping mouth parts, in honeybee sponging and lapping mouth parts, in housefly and siphoning mouth parts in butterfly. Today we will study about the biting and chewing type of mouth parts. The biting and chewing type of mouth parts is most primitive type of mouth part. They are also called mandibulate type of mouth parts because in such cases the mandible is well developed. This mouth part is occurs in cockroach, grasshopper, crickets, termites, beetles, dragonflies, and silverfishes. It consists of the parts like labrum, mandible, maxillae, labium, and hypopharynx. The, these parts as a whole responsible for performing chewing, biting, and swallowing of the food. They both are itself perform the function of the searching and keeping the food particle into the mouth. So first of all, in the case of the biting and chewing mouth parts, the first part is nothing but the labrum. It is located at the upper side from the below the head region and at the roof of the mouth cavity. It is a broad flap like structure having its posterior side. It bears the taste buds and it, it looks like the lid like structure and helpful for tasting the food and enter the food into the mouth. So the first part in the biting and chewing mouth part is nothing but the labrum hanged from the posterior part of the head region. The next part of biting and chewing mouth part is nothing but the mandible. It is heavily sclerotized. That means, in the case of the insects, the body is externally covered by chitinous material. In the case of the mandibles, this material is also present in large amount. Each mandible at its inner side bears teeth like denticles which interlock while capturing the prey and to remove escape of the prey. The mandibles are moved by pair of abductor and adductor muscles and useful for biting and chewing the food. The next part of the mouth in the cockroach, grasshopper are maxillae. The maxillae are also paired, situated on the sides of mouth behind the mandibles. Mandibles are also present in paired form, similar to that of below the mandible. Presence of maxillae is there, which is also paired, and they are regarded as appendages of fifth head segment. Each maxilla consists of basal two pieces, a proximal cardo and distal stipes. This portion is called protopodite. The inner part is called endopodite, having two segments. Medial jaw-like structure is known as lacina and lateral area is called gallia. The in the figure, the below presence of the maxilla is there in the lateral side, which is consist of two pieces, cardo and spice stipes, and inner side endopodite is present, which consists of two segments, gallia and lacina. At the outer surface, presence of five segmental pulp is there, which is called maxillary pulp, which are tactile in function. The lacina and gallia bear taste buds and helpful to taste the quality of food. In such a way, the maxillae are useful for holding and tasting the food material. The next part of the mouth is in the cockroach is labium or lower lip. This is second pair of maxillae fused to form broad plate, and basal plate is called postmentum and distal part is known as mentum. The postmentum bears a pair of three jointed pulp called labial pulp, which occurs in the lateral side. In between the pulp, presence of two glossy and paraglossy is there. They are commonly known as lingula or tongue. The labial pulp are sensory in function and help in testing the quality of food as they consist of chemoreceptors. The glossy and paraglossy together helpful to prevent the loss of food particles while feeding. They are also helpful pushing the masticated food material into the pre-oral cavity. The last unit of biting and chewing mouth part is nothing but the hypopharynx, which is present in the central position of the figure. It is median tongue-like structure present in the mouth cavity in between labium and mandibles. It is not muscular nor glandular but supporting by sclerites. The common salivary ducts arises or opens at the base of hypopharynx. The hypopharynx is helpful to for the swallowing and mixing of the saliva with the food particles. So in such a way, labrum and labium acts at upper and lower lip. Mandibles are helpful for grinding and mastication of the food material. The maxilla are useful for tasting the nature of the food, and by the help of hypopharynx, the formation of the bolus and mixing of the saliva with the food particle takes place. In such a way, biting and chewing mouthpart present in the cockroach, grasshopper, termites, beetles is primitive type of mouthpart, and other type of mouthparts present in different insects are nothing but the modification of such type of mouthpart. Now the next type of mouthpart is nothing but the piercing and sucking mouthpart. Different insects perform different mode of feeding. So on the basis of that, the changes in the parts of the mouth takes place and they are named accordingly. So piercing and sucking type of mouthpart occur in bugs, aphids, scale insects, mosquito, fleas and flies. They are useful for sucking the sap of blood by piercing into plants or animal tissues. The mouth parts of mosquito, that means piercing and sucking type, is helpful for sucking the blood from hose. In such cases, the labrum, mandibles, maxillae and hypopharynx form long pointed stylettes for piercing the skin of the hose. The labrum is grooved ventrally. The hypopharynx encloses the salivary ducts. The labrum, hypopharynx, by getting closely applied together, enclose the food channel for sucking the blood. The labium forms long, hairy, dorsally grooved proboscis tipped with a pair of sensory lamellar lobes, helpful or acts as a labial palp. Here, the figure indicates that the labella is elongated in form. Labium make a groove-like structure and labrum, hypopharynx, mandibles, maxillae, they are modified into spine-like or stylet-like structure helpful for piercing the skin of the host. The sheets of stylets at rest becomes fold, but when applied becomes elongated, need form converted into needle-like structure at the time of feeding. The mandibles are absent here in the case of the male animal, and maxillary pulp are short and three jointed. There is no need for searching the nature of the food, hence, mandibles maxillae are reduced. There is no function of the mandible, no mastication, no chewing of the food material takes place, hence, mandibles are absent. So, in such a way, in the female Anopheles mosquito, the fleas and some flies, aphids and bugs consist of such type of piercing and sucking type of mouthparts because their food is nothing but the liquid present in liquid form. Their hosts are mostly vertebrate animals. Their food is mostly the blood. For that purpose, the piercing of the skin is necessary, which is performed by the presence of the stylets, and the labella perform groove-like structure, which is helpful for sucking the blood. So, in such way, piercing and sucking type of mouthpart is present in the mosquito, helpful to suck its food material easily. The next type of mouth part is present, which is called chewing and lapping type of mouth parts found in bees and wasps, particularly in worker bees. The work of the worker is nothing but to collect the pollen and nectar from the flowers. So, for that purpose, their mouth parts are modified, helpful for chewing and lapping the food. They are used for collecting nectar and pollen of flowers, and conversion of or molding of the wax takes place by the help of such mouth parts. These mouth parts also serve for biting and licking, in which the labrum lies beneath the clypeus and epipharynx projects below the labrum. The mandibles are smooth and spatulate like, helpful for collecting the pollen of the flowers. In the case of the worker bees, they are used building the cells of the hive and molding the wax. The maxillae like Lycinia have vestigial pulp and bears long blade-like gallia for collection of the nectar or pollen from the inner side of the plants takes place by the help of such blade like gallia. So they are helpful to collection and the controlling of the searching of the nectar and pollen from the plants. The labium has elongated pulp, paraglossa is reduced, and glossa is curved to form tongue-like structure bearing a honey spume or labellum at the distal free end. While feeding, gallia and labial pulse are come together, form a long hollow proboscis which can be inserted deeply into the corolla of the flower, and nectars and pollens drawn up into the proboscis and keep them back in the mouth by the movement of the tongue present in it. So, in such a way, the collection of the nectar and pollen by honeybees and by wasps is takes place by the help of mouth, helpful or useful to collection and molding of the wax is present in such animals in the form of chewing and lapping type. There are also the modified form of the biting and chewing type of mouthpart which is present in the cockroaches. So here these mouthparts are nothing but the modified form of mandibulate type of mouthparts useful for their mode of feeding. So here I conclude my chapter here. Thank you. Thank you very much.